Welcome to another episode of Coming Home with Jenny Oceans. Thank you for being here. I'm celebrating you. And I want you to know that when you are choosing to tuning in to anything that Jenny Oceans has to share, you are inviting growth and expansion into your life. It is never going to be a waste of your time. You might not know it right in that moment, but eventually the seeds will sprout and you will gain clarity. You will gain more knowledge, understanding, awareness into your life, because I'm not here to feed your dopamine addiction. I'm here to expand and bring growth into your life. I'm here to bring deeper connection and deeper awareness into your life. So celebrating you for being here. As always, I'm wanting to show my deepest respect for the original custodians of this land, this beautiful land I get to call my home. The Bundjalung country and the Yugambeh people, showing and sharing my deepest respect for all who has walked before us, all that is walking with us, and all that will walk after us. Forever grateful for the deep connection they've created with Mother Earth, how they have chosen to live on the land and off the land in a beautiful harmony with Mother Earth, celebrating her, bringing her into ceremonies with the land and the dance and the chalk and the beads and the berries and all of the things, and just incorporating such a beautiful harmony with the land, and for sharing with us how and why they're choosing to do so. So forever grateful. Thank you so much. And yeah, just yesterday my daughter came home and she had someone of the Yugambeh people that had come to her school and showed her some grass that they could eat and some beads they made cordial with. And it just makes me so incredible, proud and happy and grateful to be able to call this place my home. So thank you. Aho. All right, let's take a nice deep breath just to land into our body, to allow for our mind, our unconscious mind, to receive the knowledge and information and wisdom that I'm about to share. So let's take a nice deep breath in through your nose, all the way down your throat, down your belly, and all the way down. Holding your breath just for a little moment. And letting it go out through your mouth. Just do one more. A nice deep breath in through your nose, all the way down your throat, down your chest, and all the way down to the lower parts of your belly, if that's available for you. And let it go. Welcome. Yay, I'm so excited to have you here. Now, I'm a holistic wellness coach for women. I am a breathwork facilitator. I am a nervous system coach. I'm a trauma coach. I'm a trained in NLP. I'm a somatic coach. I'm a healer. All the things. There's so many modalities, the ice bath and the breathwork and all of the things. But all in all, I teach from experience. I come from a place of experience, and that is what my clients are appreciating the very most, is that I have the learnings and the teachings and the studies that I have done, but also I have the experience, and speaking from a place of I have trialed and errored and trialed and error and trialed and error, and I've been in that space, and now I'm not. Now I know what it feels like to be on the other side, and that is what almost every single one of my clients are saying is the biggest thing, that when they come to me with something, I actually understand. And I come from a place of not just have done the certificate and the training, but I've actually been there. I've been in that space. So I want you to know that I teach from experience, and I am not a medical professional. So as always, use your own intelligence, your diligence, whatever that fancy word is. Soak up what feels aligned, and what doesn't feel aligned for you, just let it go. Just let it be. I'm going to move that light because it's shining right in my eyeballs. There we go. Is that better? No, it's so shiny. Okay, there we go. It's still sort of in my eyeballs, but that's okay. Conversation today is a very interesting one, and it's going to speak into how far we come in a 12-month cycle. So tomorrow I'm about to head off out to Prana Festival with my beautiful 8-year-old daughter and a friend. Impromptu, wasn't planned, just happened, and I'm super grateful it is happening. But this morning I was in the shower and I shaved my armpits and I shaved my legs, and you're like, why are you talking about that? Because that's not something I do all of the time. It is not something I do all the time. I do it when I want to. And I was standing there going, this is weird, Jenny. You're going to a hippie festival where you would be so accepted. Take note on how I say the word hippie and accepted, just the way you are. And yet you choose to shave your legs. And I sat with that thought because the awareness of our thought is incredible. Remembering that 95% of our mind is unconscious. It is them old dusty books that are just coming into our mind, right? And I said, yes, I am. Because I do things when I want to and how I want to. And the reason why I do them is because I want to. Not to fit in or to be like anyone else. And not to be different, although I like being different. But the reason behind why I do the things that I do is because I'm just going to turn my phone off. Totally forgot about that. Is because I do things when I want to and because it feels good for me to do it, not for anyone else. And that's exactly the whole point. So going onto Instagram just because I have to, not because it feels good, is not what I desire to do. I desire to gift my wisdom and knowledge and excitement for life and gifting that beautiful energy, because it is an energy exchange, right? For people that truly desire to receive it. Because like I said in the beginning, if you are choosing to listen to this, you are receiving, because I am gifting you. So to gift to thousands and millions of people that are not really interested in receiving, it's me watering. It's like watering a tar road. There is no reason for watering a tar road because it's not going to grow, right? It's not going to make any difference. I'm just pouring my water out on this tar road for no absolute reason. I said, I'm going to come in here and create it in a beautiful podcast so that the beautiful people that are wanting to receive what I have got to gift will receive it. Anyway, coming back to the shower and the shaving legs and armpits, and it was so clear. Like, I already know that I do things when I want to and how I want to because I want to, not because anyone else wants to or because I'm trying to fit in, because that is non-existent in my life. I love myself deeply and completely. I have absolute confidence in all and everything that I am, and I will never try to fit in. And if I do try, my mind will go, what are you doing? You're trying to fit in. That is not how we do it. And I will remove myself from the situation and stop doing that thing. So standing in front of the fridge this morning, we have magnets on the fridge of my daughter. And I think I tried to remember when we did it, but I think she's born May, so she would have been 1.5 when we went to Woodford Festival over a Christmas. So we went to Woodford Festival. She was about 1.5 years old, and I seen on the fridge the magnet of this beautiful girl living her dream at a festival. This beautiful girl, she just loves life. And she's coming now, and I have people that have said, why would you take your daughter to a festival? I'm like, because I'm so excited about it. I couldn't think of anyone else I'd rather go with. And I'm so incredibly excited to be taking her to a festival. I will be moving into more about that. But I'm looking at these photos and I went, wow, that is 6 years ago. And I still remember flickers of that festival where I had so much anxiety. I still had PTSD severely, and I still had panic attacks. And that was 6 years ago. So that was 2 years into me really delving into healing myself. And remember, you're not freaking broken. No one is broken. Healing doesn't mean that you are broken. It just means that we need some TLC, right? Some care. So, 6 years ago, I've already spent 2 years of dedicated time, money, and work into myself to become the best version of myself. But still 2 years on, I remember being there and I still had anxiety, severe. And I still had my PTSD badly. And I still had panic attacks. And I was still doing so much work, but I still had them niggling things happening in there. I had started my breath work. I've done so many things, but still, there was still frictions of that still in my life present. And I'm so excited to go back because I do not have anxiety anymore. I do not have panic attacks anymore, and I do not have PTSD anymore. And whatever you want to say, I normally don't label it that way, but that's the thing, right? And it just feels so good to know that we can sometimes sit in a place where we're like, nothing is happening, nothing is shifting, nothing is changing, everything stays the same. And the truth is, if we are putting in the time and effort, things are constantly changing and shifting. If you are putting in the time and effort, 12 months from now, your life will be different and you will look back and being proud of where you have come to. Even if you're sitting here right now going, nothing is shifting, nothing is changing, if you know for a fact that you're putting in time and effort into every day, then you know that in 12 months' time, you're going to look back and you're going to be proud of who you have become. That's the truth. So I'm incredibly excited to go back and to just, 6 years is quite a long time, right? But still, if I didn't make the decisions I did 8 years ago, if I did not make the decisions I made 8 years ago, nothing would have changed. I probably wouldn't be here, to be quite honest. No, I wouldn't have been here. And that's horrible, right? But that's the truth. So if we do not make changes, nothing changes. If we choose to make changes, because remember, everything is a choice. If we choose to make changes, everything will change. It is impossible for no change to occur if you are choosing to put in time and effort. It is absolutely impossible to go to the gym 5 days a week, to do the exercises and see no results after 12 months. That is impossible. I can promise you that's impossible. It really is. It is impossible if you choose a subject and you put in the time and effort to truly study that subject for 12 months. It is impossible for you to not have gained new knowledge after 12 months. I can promise you that. It's the truth. If you choose to cut out food that is unhealthy for you, for your body, and you really put in the time and effort to do so, after 12 months, you will see results in your body. I promise you that. So, and I also keep saying that it doesn't have to be dark and hard and really heavy to heal. If we're going to use the word heal, I like the word growth. It feels better. It doesn't have to be dark and heavy. It can be light and joyful, because we desire to feel joy and happiness, right? I pretty much can say for certain that everyone desires to feel joy and happiness. And you don't have to heal, grow in a place of feeling heavy and darkness and stickiness, because that's not what we desire. So why would we focus on something that we don't want if we are actually putting in the effort to change? It doesn't make sense in my mind. So all of these years, from the age of 5 to 32, when I went into talk therapy, psychologists, counselors, all of these people, professionals, almost every single week from the age of 5 to the age of 32, almost every week, there's been gaps in between. But all we do, and I'm not saying it's wrong for everyone, I'm saying there's a time and a place for everything, but what we do is that we sit and talk about the shit that makes us feel shit, and we sit and talk about the shit that makes us feel shit, and we sit and talk about the shit that makes us feel sick, shit, right? And we're just repeating that stickiness. And there's some light workers and healers and all of these things in the world that sit in the darkness. They like to be in the darkness and the heaviness and just really sit with that. And that's okay, because I also believe that there's not really any right or wrong way. There is what works for you and what doesn't work for you. But the way that I work with my clients and my students is that we come from light. We bring in joy, we bring in happiness, we bring in light, because that's what we want to implement, right? I even have clients that I'm like, okay, it's your session. It's like, oh, I just already feel so good. You've made me feel so good last calls. It's nothing I want to talk about. Can we just have a chat? And the thing is that you choose what's right for you, but you really can heal in a place of light and joy. Because where our focus goes, where our attention goes, that's also where our energy goes. So if we keep focusing on the darkness and the heaviness, in my opinion and from my experience, we will bring more of that into our life. But if we focus on the joy and the light and the things that we're grateful for, we bring that into our life, right? So I truly believe that it doesn't have to be so dark, and it doesn't have to be this heaviness. I'm not saying that sometimes it can be, but I really don't believe that we need to hide in a dark corner to come into the light. We can actually open up and invite that light to come into our existence, and just following that light. That feels good. So yeah, bringing into that is that if we choose to put the time and effort in, we will guaranteed see results. I promise you that. And when we feel that we're stuck and nothing is changing, if we do put in the time and effort and we look back, things are changing. Sometimes they might feel very slow, but we also got to remember that 95% of our mind is unconscious, right? If not even more. And that just means that our mind runs on these old dusty books that doesn't belong to us. So for our whole life existence, we have just been running on this program that we didn't place there. We didn't create that program. And it takes a bit of time to unravel that, right? It takes a bit of time to unlearn and remove them old books. And we can't just set our whole mind library on fire and whack it out. We've got to actually exchange them. You can't just remove, you got to exchange them and replace them. Because if you have a thought in your mind telling you, for example, that, let's say a silly one, drinking Coca-Cola for dinner is normal because that's what I've done my entire life. You can't just say, no, Coca-Cola is bad for you. You'll go, no, actually drinking water with your meal is really healthy for your body. And then you start drinking the water, and then your body starts feeling results, and you start to noticing results, and then you're swapping and changing this belief, right? It's a very silly example, but also bringing the conversation into just doing the mindset and just telling ourselves the things is not actually going to create a long-lasting change. Yes, saying affirmations over and over and over and over again will feel really good for a while, but if we're not implementing the somatic, the body work into it, we're not hardwiring that new thing that we're trying to bring into our life. So your mind, we often think that our mind is the one telling us things, but your mind is looking for what's the word? Not results, but tangible things. So your mind is looking for tangible responses from your body. So let's say, for example, you're like, what can I say? What example can I say? What feels good? Oh, I really love sitting in the morning and drink my coffee or cup of tea in silence and peace. But then you go and sit in silence and peace, and then you feel really guilty. You feel really frustrated because you're taking time to sit on the lounge at the front of your house drinking tea, whatever. Then your mind is looking for that calm response of your body, and your body's like, your nervous system like, I just should be doing something else, or the kids come along, you're like, wow, you're ruining my day. So then your body is responding to your mind that is actually not a nice thing to do, and it doesn't feel nice at all. So we have got to incorporate both our mind and our body into that. That was a very long drawn, weird description, Jenny. But what I'm trying to say is that it's so important that we are bringing our nervous system into everything that we do, and not just talking to our head and writing to our, we've got to bring the whole, incorporate things about everything into existence. Your nervous system is really the key switchboard. Like, let's call it a switchboard. So your nervous system is like your powerhouse, like the power switchboard for your entire wellness. And if you are not caring for your switchboard, it's going to explode and be fried eventually. This is where most people are at. So it's so important to bring in that calmness, feeling actually calm and relaxed in your nervous system, because then that's going to send signals to your mind that sitting at the front of your house drinking a cup of tea actually feels really nice. And you might have to fake it for a little while until you learn to actually come into that state. Yes, I just said that. It's not faking it till you're making it, but it's like practice, practice, practice. And the word that I keep saying at the moment is taking time for yourself. Having me time is not a luxury, it's a practice, because it is a practice until it becomes your way of living your life, right? It is a practice until it becomes your new way of living your life. And once it becomes the way of living your life, it's just how you live your life. You know, it's for people that run, you know, it's hard and it's a practice until they just become a runner, and then they just run their whole life. Anyway, there's so many things I want to explain and dive into. And there's so much to learn when it comes to nervous system, and it's definitely not hard. It is something that we all can learn and understand. We should learn it at school, and it definitely don't have to be complicated. It's just a matter of bringing in the awareness and the knowledge to coming into that state of peace and calm. And also on that note, bringing in how excited I am for this Prana Festival 2025 at Woodford with my beautiful 8-year-old daughter, to bring her into a spiritual festival where people will be hosting gatherings and ceremonies, doing what I do in my work, but for us to experience together and to receive, and also for her to see other people doing it, because she's there when I do the work, but for her to see that other people are doing it, it's going to feel so special, and to be there and receive together with her. I'm so excited for her. And Xavier Rice is going to be there, one of our favorites, and she's so excited about the music. She loves to have fun. Her biggest thing is to have fun, and what she do to have fun is music. She loves music. She loves dance. She's an entertainer, and she just really loves to have fun. Yeah, and I would say my biggest thing is to just relax and be grounded and enjoy, and she brings in so much fun to my life, and I'm so grateful for it. So to go together to this festival is going to be absolutely mind-blowingly exciting, and I'm super excited for it. And truth is that I really love spending time with my girl, and it's the biggest thing. My highest value is to be present with my daughter in everything that I do. And I've had so many people telling me that, you know, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm like, no, I don't, because 3:00 when I pick her up from school, it is shut off time from business, because she is my number one priority, and she really is. And I love spending time with her, and I like when I can take her everywhere, and she's just always included. She has been from the day she was born. If I go, she goes, and if she can't go, I won't go. And that is how it's always been. And it's only probably the last year where I've started doing things without her, because we both need to be independent, right? And it's not a dependency thing. It's just, she really is my best friend. And I really love spending time with her. And it took me a lot of work to be in a place where I can really be present and enjoy the moments together. So sitting and playing a board game, you know, I really love being there. There's nowhere I'd rather be, and there's nothing else I think about just being there. And since she's been little, we've been doing these things, you know, playing with blocks and with train tracks, wooden train tracks, and massive flashcards, and sitting on the rug playing. And we've always done that. It's been so normal. But in the beginning, I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be that present mom, but it was also a little bit challenging for me to just be present in a moment, because my nervous system wasn't regulated. And I was struggling to just be happy in that moment. And there was moments where I just wanted to do other things, and my mind was distracted. And to have come into this place where I truly just, it's where I want to be. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. I love being with her. I love spending time with her. And there is many parents out there that don't agree with that, and that's okay. Again, there's no right or wrong, but for me, that is right. For me, the most joyful thing is to spend time with my girl, and I really, really love it. So this weekend, I'm super excited. We're going to go camping. We're going to hang out together for a whole weekend and just soak up cacao and mushrooms and dancing and yoga and ceremonies and healing gatherings. And Oh, I'm so super excited. So tune back when I'm back from Prana. Please know that I'm here. Connect at jennyoceans.com, jennyoceans.com. I am Jenny Oceans. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to support, and I would love to support you to regulate that nervous system. Thank you.